What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode. I'm still here in mainland Japan. I actually just returned my Honda S2000 that I rented from Omishiro Rental Car, and I kind of want to do a video. I've got a little bit of time till I catch the bus to head back to the hotel, so I figured I might as well share my experience and show you some of the cars that they have here at the lot. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize ahead of time if the quality is a little bit different than what you're used to. My main camera, I killed all the batteries last night going out to the car meets, driving around, so I'm trying to make do with what I got. But I want to talk to you guys about the rental process, kind of go over the different cars that they have, a little bit of pricing. I'll link the website down below if you want to go and check out the cars for yourself. And this is a great way to experience Tokyo in a completely different way, rather than using the public transportation like the metro system and the bus, and actually living that childhood dream that probably a lot of you have, renting a JDM car, sports car specifically, and driving around Tokyo. But for now, let's go ahead and kind of check out their lot. This is the Noda Chiba location. This is like their main location with the most amount of JDM sports cars. It's on the outskirts of Tokyo. It's about a 40-minute drive from where I'm staying in Tokyo right now. So not too bad, but you do have to take some tolls to get out here, or public transit to get out here and then return in the car. The tolls in Tokyo are a little pricey, so I'll go over that because probably not a lot of people mention that. And I didn't know how expensive it is to actually drive in Tokyo as far as like the parking lots and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in renting a car, I'll break it down and give you guys a little bit of info that I experienced and hopefully help you guys out for your future trip to Tokyo. So we are, like I said, we are here in Chiba, and it's pretty rural. It's on the outskirts. It is January right now. It is a little cold, so hopefully the camera's not shaking too much, but all the cars that they have for rental are over there. There's an NSX that just got rented out and is pulling out. But over here, they actually had some really interesting cars that appear to be junked or abandoned. And you guys know me, I'm all about this stuff. So I wanted to come start over here on the back side of the lot, and then we'll take a look at the actual cars that they have for rental. So right here is a Z3m Hatchback, really cool car. Kind of interesting to see here in Japan, left-hand drive. And then over here, there's a RX-8. This thing looks like it's been sitting here for a while. Same thing with this RX-7. There's an FD. I mean, this car once upon a time was a very nice car. Now it's sitting out here. It's missing the taillights. Looks like it's been stripped a little bit. Look at the roof on this. And there is so much mold and mildew on the inside of this car. Just random parts. Check this out. Engine's gone. So there are some photos inside the shop of some cars that were wrecked from people renting them, and they stress it a lot. They're like, hey, no initial D. I'm not even kidding. In the waiver form, I wish I would have taken a photo. It literally says, like, one of the boxes you have to check is like, I will not drive like the comic initial D. I kid you not. Probably because of cars like this, people probably went up to mountains to go toge and live their initial D fantasy, and they're like, hey, do not do that. Please do not do that. And I mean, people are gonna do what they're gonna do, but that's on them. Here's a R32 Gtr four-door sitting back here. Just leaves all the way up to the door. Nissan March. There's a 350Z. What? Is this a junked Ferrari? Is this a Maranello? Oh my goodness. Gotta be kidding me, man. There's a junked Ferrari sitting out here. I didn't even notice this until I walked up. Look at this. Wow. So I'm assuming that this car got wrecked a while back, and whoever rented it probably had to pay a hefty fine. Hopefully the insurance covered it, but geez. A freaking junk Ferrari. I thought I've seen it all here in Japan. Oh man. And this is a V12 Ferrari too. Love these cars. Parked next to this wide body RX-7 FC convertible. I don't know what the deal is. This one actually looks like it's in decent shape. I don't know. Here's a junk Honda CRX. And this hurts to see right here. Honda S2000. Just because I kind of bonded with the car last night driving around. So seeing it here, you know, it hurts because I really do like these cars, and they're getting rarer and rarer to see every day. And this one is gone, boys. And here's a R32 Gtr. You gotta be kidding me. Oh man, look at this. Look at this plate. BNR 32 RB26. This is a GTR, boys. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I mean, look, this car is completely gutted. This is insane. Oh my goodness. I feel like I should have made 2 separate videos and just done one about the good cars that they have for rent and then come over here and do junk JDM car finds. Oh man. And then there's a Sylvia S15 over there with a plate. Car's in good shape. Jimny, here's a Honda Accord. Another FC with a plate. RX-7, 3 Series, RX-8, Boxer. Now we're getting to the cars. I think they have one more that's junked over here. Here's that new Fiat Roadster, Abarth edition. This one's for rent. I saw this on the website if you want to check that out. Same thing with the Renault over here. The Megane, if I'm pronouncing that right. This one's super sporty. A little hot hatch. It's got some Recaro seats. 6-speed manual. Cool to see a French car in Japan. You don't see a lot of them. I know we don't have this car in America, so if you're looking to get something different, but I know a lot of you probably are wanting to rent the Supras and the Skylines and whatnot. And here's another RX-7. Side mirror just dangling. Tail lights dangling. Look at this. I know a lot of you commenting below are gonna be like, yo, how do I get these shells? Do they sell them? I don't know. I can try asking, but I doubt it. They're probably just keeping these cars in case somebody wrecks or damages one of the other cars that they have running, and then they can pull some parts off, I'm assuming. Here's a black Toyota Supra Mark IV. This one's for rent. I saw this on the website as well. It's manual. I believe this is a SZ. So the non-turbo, the 2JZ GE. So they have a few S2000s. So they've got the blue, yellow, and black one. I run the black one. Here's a R34 GTR pulling in. Another RX-8. And look over here, another R34 GTR, R34 GTR. They got an R32 GTR in the back. It's funny because I went to that car meet last night, and there were so many cars that were rented from here that were showing up to the meet. So you guys see the sticker right here. That's how you could tell. I was like, oh, look at this GTR. And then I saw the rental car sticker. I mean, no shame, because I got the same sticker on my car. Honda S660 and a pretty cool blue color. This would be a fun car to cruise around in. And gas is not cheap. So if you're kind of like on a budget, maybe a K car might be something that you should consider, because you have to put premium in the cars out here, and it's like $5-6 a gallon of gas. And if you're out driving the streets all night, you're gonna burn through some gas. I put 250 kilometers on the S2000, and I rented it last night at about 7 o'clock, returned at 10 a.m. 250 kilometers in one night, just driving Tokyo. I mean, it was awesome, but it cost about $40 to fill up. And that's on a Honda 4-cylinder. I mean, great gas mileage. GTRs, completely different story. Here's an MR2. This one's for rent. This A86. I don't know if you guys have noticed the plates either. So the 86, 20, 2000, 2034. It's a nice little touch. So when you're driving around, you feel like the car is a little bit more special, like you have a custom plate of your own. I know this car is very limited as far as like the time frame you can rent. I think you can only do like 6-hour rentals. You can't do the overnight rental. It's super clean. Hachiroku. And then they do have a Lambo. If you're looking to get a supercar, this one is stupid expensive though. I mean, expensive for me, maybe not expensive for some of you guys, but it's like $600 for like the night. And I was like, as cool as it would be to ball out in a Lamborghini, drive in Tokyo, showing up to a car meet, it's really not worth it. I had a lot of fun in the S2000, but this is a LP 564 all-wheel drive in white. I mean, it's super dirty though. This thing definitely needs a bath. I've never seen a Lambo this dirty before. Granted, it's a rental car, I get it. But hey, if you want a Lambo, there you go. 560 on the plate, super cool. There's an S13, no plate. I did not see this one on the website. That would be cool if you could run an S13. Another RX-7, actually 2 more RX-7s. No plates. But cool looking cars. And then there's the NSX I was talking about. I think that one actually, I said it got rented out. I think they were turning it in. So they're just checking everything up on it. Probably getting it prepped for the next rental. Here's a Jimny. The NSX is automatic, in case you're wondering. I did see that on the website. Not a deal breaker. Still a beautiful car. And then MX-5, another MX-5. They've got the RF MX-5, the newest model. I kind of dig it, I'm not gonna lie. And then over here, there's the Fair Lady Z Nismo edition. Pretty sweet car. But yeah, it's that time right now. Everybody's either turning in cars or picking up a car for the day. Same thing last night when I came to pick up the S2000. There were all these people bringing their cars back and people grabbing cars to take them out and go hit the streets at night. So that's cool. 787, and then they got the 8 on the plate and the 7 on this plate. This FD is super clean. It's got white Mazda speed seats, white on white on white, white work wheels. This does have a catback exhaust. That's one thing I wanted to point out. So some of them do have aftermarket parts. So like you see this R34 GTR over here, it's a V-spec and it does have a big catback. The S2000 was completely stock, but still, I mean the VTEC, when that VTEC kicked in, yo, it was hitting. I'm not gonna lie, strong engine, big fan of the F22. Actually, excuse me, this is the F20 because it's an AP1. It's got the 2 liter with that like 8,800 RPM rev limit, and it rips. I'm not gonna lie. But that's pretty much it for all the cars I see on the lot over here. We'll do a little walk around of the S2000 just for my reminiscence, if you will, so I can come back and watch this video and remember the S2000 I rented while I was in Tokyo. I mean, it was a good car. Took it up to the meet. It actually got some attention as I was pulling in. People were taking photos and video of it. And this comes with the Hankook Ventus V12 Evo 2s. I mean, these tires, these are good summer tires. Actually, all the cars, I believe, come with summer tires. And it is winter here, but I mean, it's still gripped. I didn't push it to the limit or anything like that. I mean, interior overall, the leather is actually in good shape. Love the push to start on these. And the interior is super clean. A little wear and tear on the steering wheel. This one did have 281,000 kilometers, so pretty high mileage, but it is a rental car. Top's in great shape. Automatic top worked perfectly. Everything worked perfect. The heater worked nice, so I had the top down driving around, and windows up, able to stay nice and warm. I mean, a few imperfections. Really clean car. Let's check out this R34. See all the road rash on there. They document everything when you get the car. You do a full walk around just like any rental car and check everything out. But I mean, these wheels are gouged. You just got to think, like, if you're, I think 23 years old, you can rent one of these cars. I think the Lambo, you have to be 28 if I'm not mistaken, and they do have a R35 GTR that's rented out right now, and that one you have to be 28 as well. But with the R35 GTR, they have it detuned by HKS. They lower the horsepower on it so people aren't going out there and like destroying that vehicle. Because if you're a new driver, you're not experienced with sports cars, and you get an R35 GTR with 400 or 500 horsepower and you're out there just ripping it, bad things are going to happen. This S2000 is looking real clean too. But the S2Ks all have stock exhausts on them. This GTR's got aftermarket exhaust. Civic Type R is really clean. This would be a fun car to rent. We'll go check out the R32 GTR and this R34 GTR over here. I know for a lot of people, this would probably be the go-to car for coming to Tokyo. I was considering getting an R34 GTR, but they're all booked up. It is Tokyo Auto Salon weekend, so everybody in town wanted to get their hands on a car, and I saw the S2000 and I was like, you know what, top down, driving through Shibuya Crossing, can't get much better than that. And I'm actually really glad I went with the S2000 over a GTR. I've owned a GTR before, not an R34, R33. The S2000, I've never driven one, so it was definitely a treat. And then this R32 GTR, big old catback exhaust, naturally 32 on the plate. Overall in pretty good condition. It's got R34 GTR rims. The Lexus here is a ISF, so it is the performance trim. It's got that quad exhaust, so it's not just a regular IS350 or IS250. It is a ISF. So I mean, you could definitely have some fun in this thing. I feel like a car like this wouldn't get a lot of road time out here. Come on, we're in Japan and everybody wants the sports cars, am I right? Same thing with this 3 Series over here. I mean, this thing's in like pretty good shape. Now I bet if it was an M3 it'd be a different story, but clean car, clean car. And if you're in town, you just want something, you need a four-door and you want something to cruise and you're not into the sports cars, maybe something like this would be a good option. Check out this Range Rover. I almost completely forgot. Some of you guys would have freaked out. And the bongo truck. Check out this Range Rover. Just filled with junk inside. Look, there's a hood right here. Who knows what that belongs to? It's blue. The only blue car I saw over here was that RX-7. All right, guys, so I'll talk about the rental process real quick. So you can go on their website. It is omorin.co.en for English. I'll put the link down below if you want to go check it out. They have a handful of locations. There is a location in Tokyo, but they only specialize in like luxury German cars like Mercedes and BMW. And a lot of people want the sports cars, so you got to drive all the way out to this location out in Chiba, or you got to drive out to Narita Airport. So I've rented from them before. Last year when I was in town for Tokyo Auto Salon, I rented the Evo wagon. You guys might remember that if you've been with the channel. Since then, I did get an Evo 9 wagon, awesome car, but I got that from Narita, and that's way out, way outside of Tokyo. It took me like 2 hours via the metro to get out there, and then I had to take a cab to finally get to the dealership to get the car. And then I was so far out that I mean, it was worth it. It was still a cool experience, but I didn't even really get a lot of time driving through Tokyo. So this time I was like, all right, let me find a closer location. This one's about 40 minutes away from the hotel where I'm staying at. In reference for those that know Tokyo, I'm in Hiro, but if you don't know the districts like that, it's pretty close to Roppongi or the Tokyo Tower, a few minutes down the street from Shibuya. So it's pretty central, and it's about a 40-minute drive on the expressway. Speaking of the expressway, it costs, leaving here, the first stop is about 400 yen, and that was like maybe a mile or two. We had to pay 400 yen. Then we got on the Metropolitan Expressway, and you just pay a flat rate based upon the size of your car. So for the S2000, it's about 1,400 yen, so about $12.50 to get on the Metropolitan Expressway and head into Tokyo. And then once we got off, we didn't have any more fees or anything like that. And then we tried going to Daikoku Fudo, the parking area that's real infamous out here, and then we had to pay another 1,300 yen to get on the toll for that, and we ended up missing the turn. For those that know the parking area, it's a pain in the butt. It's not that easy to find, so we ended up having to come back around and try to find it again. Had to pay the toll again, even though we had our receipt, and we were just through the toll booth, like the same guy asking for directions, and he didn't really speak English, so we were trying to figure it out on Google Maps. Check out Daikoku Fudo PA on Google Maps, and you'll see like the freaking maze that it is. Like there's just like 3 levels of roads going around and bridges coming in from all different directions. It was crazy. Long story short, we didn't make it to Daikoku because we had the underground Kopei's car meet that we were trying to get to. So Steve and I, my buddy who's out here with me, we were like, hey, let's can Daikoku Fudo. As tough as that was as a decision, because that is like the infamous parking area out here, and I really want to check it out. I've been to Tokyo like 4 or 5 times, never been to Daikoku. Last night I was there, I was on the outside of the gate, but I never got in and actually saw the car. So a little disappointed about that, but I paid $26 to pretty much drive around Daikoku and never got in. So frustrating. And then the parking garage last night for the car meet was like 2,600 yen. So we had to pay, it's like 24 US dollars for like 3-4 hours at the parking garage. And then we went to go get some food later that night, and we parked for like 40 minutes. That was like another $10. Tokyo is very expensive as far as parking and the tolls go. And then we got back on the road. I dropped Steve off at the airport. That was another 1,300 yen just to go maybe 20 minutes to Haneda. And then from Haneda back out here, I had to pay that 1,400 yen again to get on the Metropolitan, and then that other 400 yen to take that like 2 exit stop. So a little frustrating about that, but nonetheless made it out here. But it's definitely well worth the trip. Just keep that in mind if you're coming out here. There are road options on Google Maps that don't use tolls, but you're looking at like 2 to 3 times the amount of time to get anywhere. So if you wanted to go from here to Tokyo, Shibuya specifically, it's about a 40-minute drive on the expressway. But if you wanted to take like the non-toll roads, it would be about 1 hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours. So, you know, pay a little bit of money, get there a lot quicker. We just went with that because time was not on our side. We only had the rental from, like I said, 7 o'clock last night to 11 o'clock this morning. So I didn't want to spend time sitting at stoplights. I wanted to get to all the action. So yeah, just keep that in mind. As far as prices go, the S2000 for the nighttime rental was about 9,000 yen It's about 85 US dollars, not bad at all. And then after the gas, 250 kilometers, like I said, it was about 40 bucks. So you're looking at $135, $140, not including the tolls, to drive an S2000 all around Tokyo. To me, it's worth it. Once in a lifetime experience driving through Shibuya like that at 2, 3 in the morning, going through the crosswalk. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Am I crazy, or would you do the same thing? Or would you even take the R34 GTR or something else out here? So as far as the actual process on the website, you just go on there and you fill out the quick application. You have to create an account, basic information, email, address, all that good stuff. You click the car in the time frame you want. It gives you the quote, and then you just show up and they have the car ready for you. The first time I actually rented a car from them, I did it online the night before, and I didn't speak to anybody, and it was after hours, and I was like, I'm gonna show up to the location and nobody's gonna be here, or they're gonna be here, they're not gonna have my reservation, the car's not gonna be ready. And I went all the way out to Narita. It was like 2 hours, but sure enough, they had the car ready to go, which is really cool. So I trusted them again for the second time. I did the reservation on New Year's Eve on the 31st. Didn't talk to anybody, did everything online. And then I called ahead of time. I was like, hey, I just want to verify my reservation the day of. And they're like, yep, we got it. Just make sure you're here at 7 o'clock. I was like, cool, I'll be there. And showed up and the car was ready to go. Pretty quick on the paperwork aspect. You have to have a international driver's license. I am stationed in Japan, so I do have a status of forces agreement license. It's pretty much a license that the Japanese government's like, hey, you're military, you can drive on the roads of Japan. So I brought that and my passport. They just make copies real quick. You sign the liability waiver. You can opt in or out for different insurances, and then sign everything. They flip you the keys. You go outside. You do a walk around on the vehicle, and then good to go. You get briefed not to drive like you're an initial D, and if you understand that, you check the box, sign date. You're on your way, headed towards Tokyo, having a good time. So I highly recommend Omishiro Rental Car. If you guys are in Tokyo and you want to just rent a car for like the weekend or maybe for an entire week, or if you want to do something like what I did and just rent it for the night to take it out to underground car meet, you can do that. And they're here. Like I said, a lot of cars, a lot of cool cars, but just keep in mind that these cars get rented up quick. So if you're waiting till the last minute, the options are going to be pretty slim, especially on a weekend like Tokyo Auto Salon. So make sure if you're coming out next year for Tokyo Auto Salon and you're thinking about renting a car from Omishiro, go ahead and hop on their website, pick the car you want, put the reservation in advance. They won't cancel it until the day of, I believe, or if you miss your reservation, but they do charge penalty fees, so just keep that in mind. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video up. I gotta head back to Tokyo. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned, more JDM car content coming. I got more vids from mainland, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Later.